Hello, welcome back. It's me, Gautam Veerapattini. Today I'm going to talk about a very amazing and very helpful indeed, a topic that is very much interesting for health and wellness brands who are running meta ads. So let's dive in and understand what's actually happening. I've seen most of blogs that speak that purchase event or the bottom funnel events are being restricted. Now, as a solution, they advise optimizing for top funnel events like page views, red blog, or a lot of other events. But is it actually the right way to do, or is it the right way to dodge these restrictions placed by Meta on your ad account if you're in the health and wellness space? Let's see. It's not, but I'll tell you the right way in our video. You should not cheat your users or Meta, because at the end, if you are trying to cheat and try to find a very wrong way around this, you will be at loss. So let's see what's actually happening and let's understand how to resolve these updates. By the end of this video, I'll ensure that you understand how you can dodge these restrictions for your health and wellness brands and optimize your campaigns like you were doing earlier, and also measure the impact of these campaigns like you were doing earlier. Okay, let's get started. Now, first, what's actually happening? Let's understand this. What is it actually that's going around, or what is that Meta actually trying to block, because you're assuming it's purchase event. Let's understand why Meta is doing or what is actually happening so if you observe, it is blocking the lower funnel events like purchase events or appointment scheduled. That is because this data will contain the value as well as certain information of the user, such as protected health information, the PHI. Meta should not be getting this data because the algorithms are so clever that they can easily map the user with their health information. So when it is clubbed, Meta is getting the details completely of a user, invading their privacy. So and according to HIPAA, even if a user consents, a business should not send the third party the protected health information or the PH. That's what the laws say. And Meta has been facing certain lawsuits in regard with users' privacy. So that is why this all buzz is happening, because Meta realized and is started to giving more privacy to the users by restricting this PHI and asking the advertisers to send the data which is only needed, and also to hash the PII, the personally identifiable. Now, was it all sudden, or what was it that Meta did to block this? Is it like a only one time thing that it imposes restriction on certain industry, or is it like general? So the story goes back to the Meta's core setup. Meta actually revealed it, what it is actually going to do in its core setup. So let's understand what is this core setup and what is Meta trying to convey it to us or you and your. Like you can see and read on the screen, at Meta, we have restrictions around the kinds of information businesses can share with. So, using this core setup, Meta is not permitting the advertisers to share the information about people, only certain information that is prohibited, which is considered sensitive. For example, it can be health information, it can be a person's mental or physical health information, or any other data like financial data or card details, or all of these data. Now, I have spoken about the prohibited information in my interview with Vishnu, and after that interview with Vishnu, I have also interacted with a lot of experts and understood what is actually going on and what is this core setup. Now, this core setup will include a set of data restrictions. This data restrictions are applied either by Meta, or even you can do that in the events manager. So when you go to your events manager, you can see that turn on this data restrictions. This is how you will be able to use a core setup and restrict the data that Meta is collecting. Now, this course setup restricts the transmission of custom parameters and anything in a URL following the domain. For example, if the domain name is, let's say, www.customerlabs.com, after that .com slash whatever the detail is, it can be slash appointment booked slash cardiology or whatever it is, it restricts. So because using even that slug, they call it URL slug. I mean, if you're in SEO or whatever, the URL slug, based on that, Meta's algorithms can understand the information that is present in the website, and also the metapixel is collecting the data from the website, and it is also having the user's data. So having this data is against privacy of the user. Now, Meta also tells this core setup is not a substitute for your own compliance mechanism. So you would still need a advanced tool which can be your own compliance mechanism, have control over your data. Like for example, an advanced 1PD ops platform. That is something you can definitely have to ensure what data you're sending, and if you're sending it in the right way so that your data doesn't get blocked in Meta. Now, this is what is core setup about, is what Meta tells. You might be thinking, why am I leaving the elephant in the room and beating around the bush? So, why am I talking about core setup instead of a purchase event? Why am I talking about what Meta is restricting and all that? So, let's connect the dots. So, let's understand first what these core setups data restrictions mean to your business. So first thing that you have to understand is the custom audiences may not work as expected. For example, if you already have, if you can read that very clearly and understand, Meta tells that the custom audiences that are created using the custom parameters or the URLs can now take more longer to be populated, or maybe sometimes they might not be available also because of new restrictions. Say, and what Meta also tells is custom audiences cannot be created and they will not be updated if they contain the device rules or the aggregation values along with the custom parameters or the URLs. If these custom parameters or URLs contain this prohibited information or the sensitive information. Number two, your ads may be affected. So the reason why these health and wellness brands are panicking is because these ads, or what happens is, you might be realizing, if you did not, I'm telling you what other brands are already seeing. So the ad set may be affected because of a decrease in custom audience size, or because the custom audience is no longer being updated in your Meta business tools because of this core setup. So either you have to update your custom audiences, or you have to create a new custom audience for your ad sets, or even create a new ad set and then run the ad campaigns. To do this, you can check if your ad account is restricted or not. If your ad account is restricted, you're at the right place. I'll tell you the way forward, moving forward at the end, by the way. So next, what happens? The events manager information may change. So the information that you have in the events manager, for example, the lower funnel events, that they may be blocked because the custom parameters or anything in the URL after the domain is being sent. This information might be blocked. This includes the sampled activities and the test event tools. So Meta clearly mentions that any event that has this information will be blocked. So you have to be careful about that. Next, automatic advanced matching may be unavailable. So I mentioned about the importance of automatic advanced matching and manual advanced matching in one of my blogs, where I will tell that you need to toggle this on in the events manager settings, where you go and toggle on this automatic advanced matching, where Meta's Pixel will be able to directly collect the data from your website, the PII, by hashing in real time when a user fills the form or something. Now, because of this core setup, this automatic advanced matching may not be available. And for health and wellness, it is definitely not available if Meta recognized your business as health and wellness. So once this automatic advanced matching is unavailable, you can go with advanced matching manually, the manual advanced matching. That is through advanced CAPI. That's what I'm going to talk about moving forward, along with other strategies that you can use for your health and wellness business. Next, Meta Pixel catalog updates. So if you're running an e-commerce business, or if you want to update your product catalogs using Meta Pixel, you were doing earlier, but now it will no longer work. That means your DPA campaigns might also take a hit. We don't know yet, but we cannot or verify this information alone, but definitely there will be an impact on your DPA campaigns. So, but what Meta recommends is instead you can add this product catalog manually. That's what you'll have to do. So, custom events, you have to review them because you might have seen or read in most of the blogs. Because if you're landing on this video, one, I'm assuming you might have done your research and you did not find the solution, you have come here. Two, you might, this might be the first video, so I'll cover you what is happening. So the custom events, you need to check what is the data that you're sending through the custom event and what is the name of the event. So that also matters because you need to scrape off the context out of the event. That is how you'll have to review your custom events. And then if your business is already tagged by Meta in the health and wellness, it is giving you a warning of around 36 days. So within 36 days you have to review these events, make them in compliant with Meta's new restrictions, so that the Meta custom event is not being restricted, and then you will have to appeal for Meta. That is how you can save your custom events, and you can continue your ads. I'll tell you in detail about like only the purchase event alone that's impacted, or the question on the slide, is it the purchase event alone that's being impacted? It's a big no. All the bottom funnel events and also the mid funnel events which are having these custom event parameters of the users, the PHI, the protected health information, and the PII, whichever event is having this data and whichever URL has this data are being blocked. That's what, it's a big no if someone is telling you that it's only the purchase event that's being impacted. It is any event that you send that is having these details will be blocked. I am also looking at a certain things to understand, wherein people are mentioning that now you go ahead and optimize for top funnel events like page view instead of purchase event, because purchase event alone is being impacted. So would that be a right thing? Will Meta not block the top funnel events? It will not if it does not have the value, or if it does, I mean, like I mentioned, the aggregated value and also the custom parameters or the URL information. If this is not there, then definitely it will not be affected. So that's what you'll have to ensure. Now, if that is there in the top funnel event, then that also will be blocked. The reason top funnel event is not being blocked is because of this aggregated value or currency parameters are not being passed in the device rules are not being passed in the top funnel events. That's why it's a block. If anyone is telling you, hey, it's okay now that we can't do anything about purchase event or bottom funnel event, let's go and optimize for top funnel event, then I'm sorry that it will not work out that way, because you need to understand how these Meta's algorithms work. For a purchase conversion objective, if you're giving a top funnel page view event, basically Meta will not give you the conversion that you want. Yesterday I was having a call with a person called Jack, where he was mentioning to me that, I mean, he's on the same page with me, where there's no logic behind this, that if you're optimizing for top funnel events you'll get purchases. Definitely your cost per purchase will be definitely high, because it goes like too broad, because the objective is sales, but then the data, even data that you're sending, is people who have only the page view. So Meta will understand that. So you should understand that these Meta's AI algorithms are very very advanced, and each campaign is an AI model in itself, and we should train these Meta AI algorithms for the relevant business goal. Beyond the boring purchase event optimizing is what we tell. Now, when purchase event is blocked, if you train for top view, it will give you top view, I mean, page view, top funnel events only. So you have to send the purchase event, you have to send the bottom funnel event. So how do you do that? That's where you will need an advanced 1PD apps platform like Customer Labs, which will be a right first party data partner that will help you overcome these restrictions of Meta. I'll tell you how. Basically, what happens is, in the backend, you will be collecting these data. First thing first, okay, let me tell you what are the steps that you have to do. Leave about this top funnel. Don't even go into that, because that's all confusing and it will confuse the algorithm. It will confuse your business goals. It will confuse Meta's algorithms. So instead, this is the step by step process that you have to follow. First, you have to scrub the URL slug which contains this information of related to terms like health. For example, book an appointment, cardiology, or it can be sunscreen lotion. It can be, yes, sunscreen lotion also. It's Meta is blocking. I'm not joking. It happened to one of our clients. So it can be any of these things. So first thing, scrub these URLs and have only the domain name, which is only the website name alone. No URLs, no query parameters, nothing. So query parameters, again, that's a different thing altogether. I'll come to that later. But for now, URLs needs to be scrubbed. Second, remove the meta pixel from the website. Meta clearly told, even for the catalog product itself, Meta is not allowing you to send the product catalog update using pixel. How do you assume, or how do you understand that Meta will allow you to use pixel and send the bottom funnel event? So first thing is that you will remove the pixel from your website. Next thing is you will scrub the URLs slug. Basically, apart from the domain name, whatever URL you have. I think maybe I can just show my screen and show you guys. So basically, this is the thing. So this is the domain name, that is customlabs.com. And after this, whatever you have. So this is the URL which will have this data, this information about what the user is browsing, what the page is about, and the meta pixel will be collecting the data from this. So this is to be removed. That's what you have to do: scrubbing a URL and sanitizing it. Basically, I think I'll be sharing the blog that Vishnu has written, so that it will be easy for you to understand and look at it. So, like you see on the screen, you will be removing this URL, and you'll be having only the domain name, and you have to sanitize the data and share to get full, to basically to have the full control over your data. So you'll sanitize the data, whatever you're getting, and then share it with Meta. This you can do through advanced conversions API or advanced CAPI when you track the data using the server side. So that's the second, or that's the third one that you have to do, because I told the first one is removing the pixel of your website. Next, fourth one is neutralizing event and parameter names. Basically, the low funnel events that you have, you will not be having the parameter names like schedule for fertility consultation or purchase this so and so, etc. Instead, you will have a generic name, something like event underscore 01, or something like STC 001, whatever. It can be a code that only you know what that event means. Meta will not have information as to what that event actually means and what is the data that you are sending through that event. Next, avoid sharing direct PII. So all the PII, personal identifiable information, should be hashed as per SHA 256 and then sent. That is the encrypted PII is to be sent to Meta ads. So I'll be sharing the screen and showing you how this 1PD ops will be ensuring to send this data without any limitations or without any restrictions. So this is the blog that I've been working on, which I'll be taking live, and probably once this blog is live, I'll also include the link to this blog in the description. So this is the data that you collect. So event collected data from the website. So this is basically the event name that we'll be collecting, which is encoded. Only I will know what this actually means. Meta will not know, no one will know. The IP address, this all data is covered, like Google Analytics ID, Google Ads ID, Google Sheets ID, BigQuery, Facebook, Facebook click ID, the email ID, client ID, session ID, and all of this information is collected from the website. Okay. Now, when this data is sent back to Meta, we are actually renaming the event ID with something that Meta cannot understand. Something like CLABC01 something. Hashing, or maybe changing the event name, changing the event ID, and then in the source URL, you'll be sending only the domain name. Whereas if you look at here in the URL that you collect, you'll have the complete URL that you get, but when you're sending, you'll scrub it off and only have the website domain name. Thus, this is automated. You need not do any hard coding. A toggle on, and all of this is taken care automatically inside the system. And then you will be hashing the PI, country, email, external ID, first name, last name, phone, state, zip code, all of this is hashed. Though this is how you will be so this is how you will be able to very clearly and very easily and automatically ensure that you are sending the bottom funnel events to optimize your meta campaigns. Basically, I'm talking about both reporting these bottom funnel events inside your meta ads for each ad set and each ad level to understand which ads are working for in your ad campaigns, even if it is a custom event. And you can also go a bit deeper and optimize for these bottom funnel events. Only when you optimize for bottom funnel events, meta will be able to give what you want. I have seen already about, we have been speaking about the optimization of bottom funnel events beyond purchase event. For example, purchase high AOV product, purchase low AOV product, purchase specific product category like purchase shoe, purchase shirt, purchase anything. So any custom event that you can think of, any business goal that you have, for example, you want to clear out the dead inventories, you can optimize for those products alone. If you want to sell your hero product more, you can do that. So any custom study that you have, we've already been doing. So same strategy, we are applying it here even for health and wellness, and it is definitely working when we are optimizing for custom events, or we as we call synthetic events. So even for health and wellness, you will send the custom event. Meta is not blocking the custom event. Meta is bringing in the core setup and implementing it, wherein if you're having PHI and PII sending in that event along with the value, aggregated value, that is what is meta blocking. You should understand it very clearly and be prepared for your strategy. If you want to implement this strategy and keep optimizing like you did previously, even after the restrictions, without even worrying much about the compliance, because Customer Labs 1PD Ops is very well in compliant with all the data privacy laws like GDPR, HIPAA, CCPA, and all of these things. One more thing that I wanted to show is we are able to, or we will collect the consent parameters in real time and sync this data with ad platforms if requested. So that is how robustly we push and prioritize high quality first party data signals inside Meta Ads to train its algorithms with the data that Meta wants. So what Meta is telling, do not send the PHI. Meta is not telling, do not run ads for health and wellness. It is allowing you to run ads, but it is telling, please do not send me PHI. Please do not send me health information. So understand this very clearly and apply these strategies that I mentioned for your business to see the success like you were seeing earlier. So to know more, book a demo here and we'll get it sorted.